Insulin has been around for over a century. It costs less than $10 to produce a vial, and yet in America, it can cost over $300 per vial. For many diabetics, that's life or death in a bottle. So, why is insulin still so expensive in the United States? Let's talk about price controls, patents, oligopolies, and what happens when a life-saving medicine becomes a profit machine. In 1921, three Canadian scientists, Frederick Banting, Charles Best, and John MacLeod, discovered insulin. They sold the patent for $1, not because they didn't value their work, but because they believed insulin belonged to the world. Insulin does not belong to me, it belongs to the world. Frederick Banting. Yet today, insulin has become a symbol of pharmaceutical greed. If you live in Germany, the UK, or Australia, insulin is affordable. That's because governments there negotiate drug prices. In America, they don't. Medicare, the largest buyer of insulin in the U.S., was legally barred from negotiating drug prices until 2022's Inflation Reduction Act. Compare that to Canada, where insulin is a fraction of the cost. Same insulin, same companies, different rules. There are over 30 million Americans with diabetes, and 8 million of them rely on insulin daily. Yet just 3 companies control over 90% of the U.S. insulin market: Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, Sanofi. They tweak formulations, extend patents, and raise prices in near lockstep. From 2002 to 2013, the price of insulin tripled. There's a term for this: shadow pricing, where companies raise prices in tandem without directly colluding. Insulin patents were supposed to expire decades ago, but pharma companies use a strategy called evergreening: make a minor change, apply for a new patent, extend exclusivity, block generics. Sanofi filed over 70 patents on its Lantus insulin. Meanwhile, FDA-approved biosimilar versions struggle due to distribution barriers and rebate walls. Pharmacies don't buy insulin directly from drug companies. Enter the middleman, the pharmacy benefit manager, PBM. PBMs negotiate prices and get rebates, sometimes up to 50% of the list price. But those savings don't always reach the patient. Insulin companies keep the list price high to offer bigger rebates to PBMs and stay on formularies. Patients lose. Most developed countries regulate drug prices. In the U.S., insulin is classified as a biologic, not a traditional drug. That means the approval process for biosimilars is tougher, longer, and more expensive. And until 2020, insulin wasn't even regulated under the Biologics Pro- And until 2020, insulin wasn't even regulated under the Biologics Price Competition and Innovation Act. In 2019, 26-year-old Alex Smith died because he couldn't afford insulin after aging out of his parents' insurance. His monthly cost? $1,300. A Yale study found that 1 in 4 Americans who rely on insulin ration it due to cost. That leads to complications, hospitalizations, and death. Yes, a little. Medicare, insulin costs capped at $35 per month. Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, and Sanofi announced price cuts in 2023. Civica RX plans $30 insulin by 2025. But these changes are voluntary, patchwork, and fragile. Without federal law, prices remain high for many. Experts say we need 1. True pricing transparency. 2. Stricter PBM regulation. 3. Federal insulin price caps. 4. Faster biosimilar approvals. 5. more nonprofit competition. Above all, medicine, especially life-saving medicine, shouldn't be a luxury. When Banting discovered insulin, he imagined a world where no one would suffer or die because of diabetes. We've strayed far from that vision. Insulin is not expensive because it has to be. It's expensive because of policy failures, profit incentives, and systemic inertia. But change is possible, and as long as patients, doctors, and voters keep pushing, it's inevitable. If this video helped you understand what's really happening, consider sharing it. The more people know, the more pressure we can apply to fix a broken system. Insulin should belong to the world. Frederick Banting.